can play Dutal. Dutal. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jutapadakamalang Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Shagarajatam Shahagana Raganatam Vitang Tang Shachibam Shataidam Shabadutam Barijana Shaitam Krishna Chaitana Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Shahagana Lalita Shivishakang Vitang Shtamantra Guru Ajota Shikha Guru Ganta Charane Yagi Gaudiya Bandhan Panchakalpatarubhya Kripa Shindavebacha Puditanam Pavaneba Vaishnaveva Namo Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Śrīmad Bhaktivedanta Swami Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaudavani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shandavari Pashtatade Shatarane Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shiva Shri Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jai Shri Shinita Gaur Shitanath Ramanandi Hari Hari Bol. This is sung by Lochan Das Thakur, Param Karuna, Lochan Das Thakur, Ki Jai. Param Karuna Pohudoi Jan Nitai Gaur Chandra Nitai Gaur Chandra Parama Kaduna Pohudoi Jan Nitai Gaur Chandra Shabbatara Shadashiromani Kebala Ananda Khanda Kebalananda Kanda Bhaja Bhaja Bhai Chaitanya Nitai Shudrida Vishasha Kori Shudrida Vishasha Kori Bhaja Bhaja Bhai Chaitanya Nitai Shudrida Vishasha Kori Nitai Shudrida Vishayacharya Shegroshe Majiya Mukhe Bolo Hari Hari Mukhe Bolo Hari Hari Vishayacharya Shairoshe Majiya Mukhe Bolo Hari Hari Shairoshe Majiya Mukhe Bolo Hari Parama Karuna Pohudoi Jana Nitai Gaur Chandra Nitai Gaurachanda. Dekho re bhai Shri Bhuvanena Emona Dayala Data. Emona Dayala Data. Dekho re bhai Shri Bhuvanena Emona Dayala Data. Shri Bhuvanena Emona Pashupaki Jude Pashana Bedade Shani Jaraguna Gata. Pashupaki Jude Pashupaki Jude Pashana Bedade Shani Jaraguna Gata. Shani Jaragana Gata. Padama Kodana Pohudu Ijana Nitai Gaura Chandra. Nitai Gaura Chanda. Shangshara Majiye Rohire Pori Shepore Nahilo Asha. Shepore Nahilo Asha. Apana karama bhunjaye shamana kahe lochana dasha. Kahe lochana dasha. Apana karama bhunjaye shamana kahe lochana dasha. Bhunjaye shamana kahe lochana. Padama Karuna Pohudu Ijana Nitai Gaura Chandra. Nitai Gaura Chandra. Padama Karuna Pohudu Ijana Nitai Gaura Chandra. Nitai Gaura Chandra. Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Bihari. Radha Madhava Jaya Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Vihari Radha Madhava Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Jai Girivardhari Jai Girivardhari Girivardhari Jai Girivardhari Jashodanandana Jai Vrajajana Ranjana Jai Vrajajana Ranjana Vrajajana Ranjana Joy Brajajana Jamuna Tira Banachari Jai Kunja Behari Jai Jai Jamuna Tira Banachari Jai Kunja Behari Jai Kunja Behari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Rama Rama Deha Joy Om Vishnu Pran Hangsha Boy Brajaka Church Ashtata Samanchalo Vajan Arvind Bhaktivedanta Swami Shri Prabhupada Ki ISKCON Founder-Acharya Shri Prabhupada Ki Ananta Kuri Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Śrīmad Bhāgavatam Ki Shri Nitai Gaushitanat Pramanandi Hori Hori Bol Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Dharma projita kaitava atra parama nirmat saranam satam vedama advastavashidam tapatray unmulanam Śrīmad Bhāgavatam Mahamune Krite King Vaipada Ishvara Sadaridi Avaruddhate atra kriti bhishtikshanat. Kvachit shnato nuliptanga Swashaha Shragvalankritaha Rate Bashvaishchare Kvapi Digbasha Grahavad Vibhu Kvachit shnato nuliptanga Subhasha Shragvalankritaha Rateba Shvaishchare Kvapi Digbasha Grahavad Vibhu. Please chant. Vaishnavi Mandali. Kvachit, sometimes. Shnataha, bathing very nicely. Anulipta angaha, with sandalwood pulp smeared all over the body. Subhasaha, dressing with very nice garments. Shragvi, decorated with garlands of flowers. Alankritaha, bedecked with various types of ornaments. Rot, on a chariot. Ibha, on an elephant. Arshvai, on the back of a horse. Chare, I wonder. Kvapi, sometimes. Digbashaha, completely naked. Grahavat, as if haunted by a ghost. Vibhu, oh Lord. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Śrīmad Prabhupada. O my Lord, sometimes I bathe myself very nicely, smear sandalwood pulp all over my body, put on a flower garland and dress in fine garments and ornaments. Then I travel like a king on the back of an elephant or on a chariot or a horse. Sometimes, however, I travel naked like a person haunted by a ghost. Text 42. Naham ninde na chashtomi svabhava vishamam janam etasam shreya ashashe utai kat myam mahatmani. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Different people are of different mentalities. Therefore, it is not my business either to praise them or to blaspheme them. I only desire their welfare, hoping that they will agree to become one with the Supersoul, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Purport: as soon as one comes to the platform of Bhakti Yoga, one understands fully the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva, is the goal of life. Vasudeva Savamiti Sha Mahatma Sudulabha. This is the instruction of all Vedic literature. Vedascha Sha Sharave Aham Eva Vedya Sharvadanan Purijagyam Mam Ekang Sharanam Braja. There is no use in praising someone for material qualifications or blaspheming him for material disqualifications. In the material world, good and bad have no meaning, because if one is good, he may be elevated to a higher planetary system, and if one is bad, he may be degraded to the lower planetary systems. People of all different mentalities are sometimes elevated, sometimes degraded, but this is not the goal of life. Rather, the goal of life is to come free from elevation and degradation and take to Krishna consciousness. Therefore, a saintly person does not discriminate between that which is supposedly good and supposedly bad. Rather, he desires for everyone to be happy in Krishna consciousness, which is the ultimate goal of life. Srila Prabhupada ki, Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki. Well, one time, Mishambar, Dijamani, Shachinandan, was in the courtyard of Mother Sachi. She had given him sandesh. She had given him sandesh, this simple village life on the banks of Ganga. But everything is available for enjoyment. The cow, the milk products, the ghee, the grains, everything, the sandesh, Bengali sweets, sandesh. They must have milked the cow and made the sandesh. Milked the cow, made the sandesh, offered to the Shalagram Shila in the house of Jagannath Mishra. Gave those sweets to Nimai. And she saw it shortly thereafter. Nimai's eating dirt. She's eating dirt. She's very disturbed seeing this, and she, well, what are you doing? She inquires, child, I've given you the nice sweetmeats. Why are you eating the dirt? Kayan Shandesh, Jotek Matir Bikar, Eito Mati Sheito Mati, Kibed Bichar. And Goswami replied that Kai Anna Shandesh. Kai is a type of like flat rice, type of rice preparation. Kai, Anna, Paramanna, rice. Sandesh, Jotek Matir Bikar. He's saying, he's a small child. He's explaining, he's discussing philosophy with his mother. He said, Jotek Matir Bika. It is all Matir Bika. Hey, Jarushashta, Shushagatam. Matir Bikar. It is all transformations of earth. Matir Bikar. It is all transformations of earth. A tomati, he's pointing at the clay. A tomati, he's pointing at the sandesh. She tomati. Ki bed bichar. Ki bed bichar. What is the difference? Ki bed bichar. She's astonished to hear such philosophy. This is the Mayavad philosophy. It's all one. She's astonished to hear such philosophy emanating from the lips of a young child. So she addresses the misconceptions. She says, look, Eitomati Shaitomati na, it's not all one. Eitomati Shai, this is clay, that is clay. Kibed bicha, what's the difference? Not all one. She's explaining, look, child, if you take the mati, the earth, and you add the water to try to take it, just becomes mud. It becomes useless. You cannot practically function without discrimination. She says, but if you take the same mati and you put your shape, you put in the sun to dry, this whole industry, still in Navadip you'll see the clay pot makers. It's not as big as it used to be when there was no other cooking items. There was no aluminium. It was clay, and they cooked in the clay pot and they're discarded. clay. So the pot makers, she's saying if you take the clay, you make it, actually they don't even use the kiln. They bake in the sun. Bake in the sun, just shape by hand, bake in the sun. Still you can get in Baman Pukur, at the time of Damodar Astika, Damodar month, they make a small, for a deep, you can buy hundreds of deeps there. They make the deeps, they make other things. And the different pujas are there during the year. Kali Puja, Durga Puja, and different types of pots are made for those pujas. They make the murtis there also, in Brahmanpukara. Since many, many generations, hundreds of years, they're making the murti on the road, in Brahmanpukara, Bhaktisiddhanta Road. So they're making the clay. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, we sang that song a couple of days ago, that Krishna, Bhakti Vinod, Krishna Bhajane, Jaha Anukul Paya, what is easily available? What is Jaha Anukul Paya? It is easily available. Tulasi leaf, Ganga Jal, the mati to make the pots and the items for the pujas are easily every day. Prati di borshe paramushukhe. Prati di borshe paramushukhe. Every day, paramushukhe, in the greatest happiness, svikara korahotaha. I accept these things. These simple things which are easily available, I use for the service of Sri Hari. The clay pot. She says if you take the pot, if you take the mati, and you shape into a pot, and then dry in the sun, then that same clay is so useful for you. It's so useful. Practically, becomes so practical to achieve your objective, where without that intelligence, discrimination cannot be achieved. Nimai said, "Oh, mother, why such a delay? Why you delayed in teaching me this extraordinary philosophy?" I was bewildered. He didn't exactly say, but he's implying that I was bewildered by these Mayavadis. Now you have enlightened me with such a practical philosophy of life. I will apply. So this is it's not all one. It's not all one. Although in one sense all one. In one sense all one. Mama aiba angsha jivaloke. Mama eva angsha. We're part of Krishna. Mama eva angsha. What are we? We're part of God. That's what Krishna says by definition. Mama eva angsha means that what that jiva is me. That's what angsha means, a part of me. And just if we can understand that, we can get perfection. Mama eva angsha. It's a part of me. But how we've become bereft of our good fortune. If only we could understand it, we're actually we're a part of Krishna. If we could just understand that, everything would be. But even that we've forgotten. So it's all one, yes, but then there's Vishesh, there's variety. Prabhupada quotes. Prabhupada studied English literarists. Prabhupada studied. He quotes many times the wisdom of the English poets. He quotes there was the Prime Minister of England, Disraeli, who said, variety is the mother of enjoyment. Variety is the mother of enjoyment. Prabhupada often quotes that as being the incapitulation of Vaishnava Siddhanta. Variety is the mother of enjoyment. It's not all one. The story of Founder-Acharya Thakur is on the train in India in the summertime. Those of you who lived in India in the summer, you'll know that. Yesterday, beautiful day in Melbourne, beautiful day. And then we're coming back to the temple in the evening, 7, 8 o'clock, had to have jacket, cold. This is Melbourne. Even a hot day, it gets cold in the evening. India, summertime, it never gets cold. It never gets cold. Months and months. Months and months. It's incessant heat. And the mangoes, they ripen very quickly. Ripen mangoes, they just they go saggy, sloppy. So someone bought the mangoes in a train, and they were already overripe, and within a few hours, they become rotten. So Siddhanta Thakur, he's offering to the Mayavadi, it's all one, then eat. But impractical. So these philosophies, on another occasion, on the banks of Ganga, the Kaumari Brahmini, the daughters of the Brahmins of Navadip, the unmarried maidens, the Kaumari of the Navadip Rishigon, the Brahmin, the society of Brahmins in Navadip, the girls, they worship Lord Shiva for a good husband. They worship Lord Shiva. Even the Vaishnavis, Vaishnavanam Jita Shambhu, he's the greatest Vaishnava. And Ashutosh, he's easily satisfied, he can fulfill the desires. So they're worshipping for a Vaishnava husband. All the girls in the bank, Margonga. And then Nimoy comes, and of course he's giving so much, it's his daily activity. It's called Ganga Jal Kela. It's the daily activity. Because why not? Because Ma Ganga actually, her purpose is to purify Navadip Dham. Navadip Dham, Gaur Mandal Bitare, Janabir Shebita Hoy, Shada Shobha Kore. Now, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is explaining, Navadip Dham, Gaur Mandal Bitale, in Gaur Mandal Bhumi, Navadip Dham, Janabir Shebita Hoy. Having been served by Ma Ganga, Janabir Shebita Hoy, Shoda Shobha Kore. She makes Navadip Dham beautiful. Shoda Shobha Kore. She makes Navadip Dham beautiful. In fact, it's called Navadip because the islands which are produced by Ma Ganga. So her service is to make Navadip Dham beautiful. So Goshunda, he associates with Ma Ganga. He associates to fulfill her desire. Bancha kalpa taru, she gaura shundor, janabir bancha, punna kore nirantor. Janabir bancha. The desires of Ma Ganga, punna kore, he's fulfilling nirantor, always. So every day he's associating with Ma Ganga, and she's contacting his lotus feet, his transcendental form. It's his reciprocation. So the girls, they're all worshipping Lord Shiva on the banks of Ma Ganga, and Goshanda, he comes, and he's disturbing them. He's stealing the offerings. He's saying things to the girls, and then he says, ultimately, he says, Amar puja koro. Amar puja koro. You worship me. Ami debo bhar. I will give the benediction. Ganga, Durga, Dashi more. Mahesh Kinkar. Ganga, Durga, Dashi more. That's Ma Ganga and Ma Durga, they're my maid servants. Mahesh Kinkar. Lord Shiva is my follower. This is a child. He's 3-4 years old. And the girls are saying, oh, Nimai, you stop your foolish talks. It's a joke. They're thinking it's a joke. So the same conclusions with great opulence and formality, Sri Krishna declares on the chariot in Kurukshetra, Aham Savasya Prabhava. Everything emanates from me. Aham Kratur, Aham Jagyai Svad, Aham Eva Jam, Mantra Aham Eva Jam, Aham Agni, Aham Utam. I am the fire, I am the offering, I am the ritual, I am the mantra, I am the herb. What is that? Anya Deva Yata Bhakta Yajante Avidi Purvakam. Unless you're worshipping me, your worship is avidi purva. It's full of mistakes. And conclusions that Krishna, alpa medasa, devan devi, what is that? That antavat tupalam tesham, antavat alpa medasam, alpa meda. He's saying the foolish worship in great official doom on Bhagavad Gita. In fact, he's declaring it. All of those present on the battlefield, they heard. Via Sanjaya, Dhritarashtra could hear. Actually, everyone could hear. Bhagavad Gita. It's spoken. The song of God. It's an address. It's a public speech for all humanity. So those same conclusions. Just try to understand Chaitanya Avatar. Those same conclusions which were declared with great opulence by Krishna on the chariot at Kurukshetra for all to see, the same conclusions. Sachinandan, Dvijamani, he declared, he's like in childhood play. He declares the same conclusion in childhood play. In childhood play. Just try to understand the Chaitanya Avatar. In childhood play, he reveals the same conclusions. Sri Chaitanya Doya, Koraho Bichar Kore Chitte Pabe Chamatkar. Sri Chaitanya Doya. The mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Koraho Bichar, just try to analyze, just try to examine the mercy. Sri Chaitanya Doya. Koraho bicha, bicha kore. Having understood, having analyzed, chitte pabe chamatkar. In your heart you will be astonished. They're not even thinking that, they're not even understanding that he's declaring the conclusions of spiritual life. They're thinking he's playing games. But this is Doya, Sri Chaitanya Doya. So it's all one, but this is a false conclusion. It's a lazy man's conclusion. The impersonal conclusion. It's all one. It's all one. It's a lazy man's conclusion. Even in the ultimate sense, there's variety. In the ultimate sense, the variety never ends. In the ultimate sense, that's where can you imagine? Just imagine this. That we can surprise Krishna. We can surprise Krishna with the offerings of love and the indirection. Although he's Vedaham Samatitani, he knows everything, Vartamani Charjuna, everything in the present, Bhavishyani Chabhutani, everything which will happen in the future, Bhavishyani Chabhutani, he knows. But still he's surprised. If you know everything, then how can a relationship give you any pleasure? And you're going to say this, and I'll say that, and then you do that, and it's all new to him. It's all new to him, the relationship, the interaction that Jiva has. That's actually what we're meant from on the spiritual platform, interacting like people. You don't know what, it's a relationship, it's two people, and your presence has an influence on the relationship, your being. So that's what Krishna, he wants a relationship like that with us, to revive that we have such a friendship. Ami bina bondu aro keache tomara. Ami bina, besides me. Ami bina bondu aro. You have no other friend. You have no other friend. In other words, what he's saying there is that no friend like me. You have no friend like me. Ami bina bondu aro keache tomara. I mean, they have so many relationships, so many friends, but what he's meaning is that not like me, not a friend like me, such a well-wisher. Was that? Tomare loite ami hoinu avatar. Tomare loite, to reclaim you. Tomare loitu ami hoinu avatar. Ami bina bondu aro keache tomar. Besides me, what friend do you have? So that's what we're meant for, a friendship, relationship, or not, but a relationship, so intimate, so close. So that the Mayavada, that's, you don't have that relationship. So you don't have that relationship. It's another example Prabhupada gives is that you're in a hospital and you have broken limbs. Broken limbs, broken arm, broken legs, and they're giving so much pain. And the doctor comes in and says, I have the cure. Let's cut off your legs. Cut off your legs. No more pain. So that's a Mayavad. No more relationships. So no two, it's just one. So there's no misery. No pain in your leg if you cut your legs off. But what can you do? There's so much you cannot do. So rather than just denying relationship, denying variety, purify relationship, spiritualize relationship variety. That's what the soul is hankering for, spiritual relationship. However, in fact, Bhaktivedanta Thakur, he explains, he defines what he says, the most special, he describes the most special characteristic of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's avatar. According to Bhaktivedanta Thakur, the most extraordinary aspect of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's incarnation. Would you like to hear what Bhaktivedanta Thakur says that is? Yeah. Chaitanya Avatar, Boro Bilokon, the Chaitanya Avatar, Boro Bilokon, the special Bilokon, attractive feature, Chaitanya Avatar, Boro Bilokon, Aparad Shatte Jiv Labe Prem Don. Even the offenders can get prema. Aparad Shatte, in the presence of offences, Jib Labe Prem Don. The Jiva can get prema. This is Dina Hinna Jota Chilo Harinami Uttarilata Shaki Jogai Mada. This happened in Navadip to show the world that even the most degraded, you cannot Dina Hinna Jota Chilo, you cannot calculate how degraded, how sinful Jagai Madai. And they got prema. Not just moksha, they got prema. Because this is the Chaitanya avatar. Param Karuna, Bahuduijon, Nitai Gau Chandra. We sang the song. Param Karuna, Bahuduijon. These two combined together. Because as Prabhupada says in his report, he says here that he says good and bad. He talks about good and bad. Nothing is good and bad. In the material world, good and bad have no meaning. Because it's all temporary, good and bad. It's a material world. It doesn't have any substantial existence. It's all, what is good, it goes. It's as meaningless. As meaningless. So everything's bad. You can say everything's bad. And good and bad have there's no difference. Because everything's bad. Another gross example, given I believe by His divine grace, is the stool. Stool, what's better, wet stool or dry stool? What's better? Of course, dry stool you can just flick it away. Wet stool, I'll choose the dry stool. I'll choose the dry stool. They're no good. They're no good in the material world. So, and that's why this Boru Bilokon, this special feature, that there's no discrimination. Even there's no qualification required. To the ultimate extreme, that even if you're the offender, aparad, shatteo, jiv labe prem dan. In other words, there's no exception to eligibility for the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There's no exception to eligibility for the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And why is that? Because, or you may say, only the qualified. Yesham tantadakam antadagatam papam jananam punyakarmanam. Krishna is actually explaining that your previous life has an influence on your ability to accept Krishna consciousness. He's saying that. Yesham antadakam papam, those who have finished sinning, antagatam papam, come to the end. In other words, jananam punya karmanam, and have done punya. Te dvandva moha nirmukta bhajante mam drita. They are eligible to engage in my devotional service with great determination. There's eligibility. Krishna is explaining. Idam, what is that? Idam te na tapaskaya, na bhaktaya. Not for those who are na tapaskaya, who are not austere, na bhaktaya, not devoted, na chashushusave vacham, not engaged in hearing me, na abhyashuyate, or have envy of me, idam te. You cannot explain Bhagavad Gita to them. So much qualification required. So at that time, there were those who were qualified. Now in Kali Yuga, no one qualified. No one's qualified. So there's no point in checking for qualification, because no one's qualified. Patra apatra bhikshana he nahe shtan jai jahapai tare kore prem dan Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. In Adi Lila, he's describing the mood of the Panchatattva and their preaching. Patra apatra bhikshana he. The patra is the pot, and the apatra, a patra, is used in worship. Worship, patra. Archamaniya patra, a pot for worship. Bisharjaniya patra. That's a patra. It's a clean pot. Those in the wet side. Wet side. Patra. You're cleaning, like shiny, like beautiful. The copper. It's beautiful. Very dear to Sri Hari. Even more dear than gold. So those in that deity room, the paraphernalia room, the patra, the pots are so clean. In fact, says there, same standard as deity room. going in there. I mean, not eating and going in there. Paraphernalia room, not eating and going in there, like ready to go on the altar. So many pots in there, patra. Now you go to the bathroom, the men's down there, there's pots there also. In the bathroom, there's pot. That pot. In the bathroom. That's called apatra. You can't use that in the deity room. But it's also a patra. So it's apatra, patra, you have to discriminate. What's qualified, what's clean and what's not clean, what's appropriate and what's not. Apatra, patra, apatra. So Mahaprabhu Panchatattva, Kavash Goswami describing patra, apatra, bichana hai. They don't consider who's qualified or who's not qualified. Jai jaha pai, taha kore prem dan. Just Jai jaha pai. Means everyone's eligible. Jai jaha. Means all you have to do is just be in association. All you have to do is be nearby. That's the only qualification. To be nearby. Be in the association. So that is the mercy of the Vaishnav. Mercy of the Vaishnav. Just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Doyamoy. Kali Juge Jugadharma Name Prachar Toti Lage Pita Varna Chaitan Avatar. Name Prachar. Prachar means that you're giving it to people even they're not looking. They're not even interested. They're not seeking. Krishna is saying only those who are seeking. Manushyanam shahasresu kashtit yadati siddhaya yadatam api siddhanam. And even the seeking, it's difficult. Yadatam api siddha, even the perfect beings cannot understand me. The seeking. But Mahaprabhu is, because no one's seeking. No one's seeking in this age. No one's seeking, or very few people. But the majority of people are not interested. No one's seeking. Jeev jago, Gauda Chandra bole, Kota nidra jaya maya pisha chira kole. Jeev jago. So you see, Jeev jago. Here, this is interesting, this sage, he's saying, he's not concerned, udashin. He's not concerned about the different types of people. It's not my business either to praise them or blaspheme them. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is awakening us. As his daily activity, Uddilo Orono Purava Bhage Dvijamani Gauda Amani Jage. In the rising sun, Purava Bhage, in the eastern division, if you visit Mayapur and you can see the sunrise, it's very beautiful. In Mayapur, the sunrise is very special, very beautiful, like burning, like sun seems so close. In Mayapur, the sun seems so close you could reach out and touch. A huge burning red globe, sunrise, and sunset also, sunrise. So at that time, Udilu Aruna Purva Bhage, Udilu Aruna, at a reddish Arun, on the Purva Bhage in the eastern side, Dvijamani, the crest jewel of the Navadip Brahmins, Dvijamani Gauda Amani Jage, he gets up, Bhakata Shamo Halaya. He takes his associates, Bhakata Shamo Halaya. Gelo Nagara Braje, he goes out into the Nagar and into the towns and the villages. Tatai bhajalo call, the madanga is tapping, Gana Gana tahe jajelo roll. The kartals are chiming, Preme Dala Dala Shonara Anga, Charanenu Pura Bhaje. Preme Dala Dala. Dala Dala means quivering. Preme, in love of God. When he's hearing the kirtan, he's overwhelmed with love of God. When he's hearing the kirtan, Kirtan Korite Prabhu Sharva Bhav Udoy. Kirtan Korite Prabhu Sharva Bhav Udoy. In the kirtan, all of the emotions erupted in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu during the kirtan. Kirtan Korite Prabhu Sharva Bhav Udoy Stamba Kampa Pulakasru Gadgada Pralay. Stamba, he becomes like a column, stamba. Kampa is quivering. Pulakasru, the hair standing on end like a jackfruit. Gadgada, his throat becomes choked up, and Pralay is devastated. A devastation during the kirtan. That's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the kirtan, that's what his kirtan performance was like. So Preme Dala Dala, Premadala, the love is causing his body to quiver and shake. Premadala dala shonada anga, his golden limbs are quivering with love of God. Chodane nupura bhaje. Chodane nupura bhaje, you see the beautiful nupur, ankle bells on the lotus feet of Gaudhari. So these two brothers, they're dancing in the morning. They're at Utulu Orunapura Babage, just as the sun is rising in the eastern division. And they're dancing. They're dressed like this. He is the Nodiya Bihari. Navadip Chandra, the rising jewel of the Navadip Brahma, is just like this. And they're doing the kirtan. And what's he singing? Mukunda Madhava Yadava Hari Bolena Bodo Re Vadana Bodi. You chant the names Mukunda Madhava Yadava. Emon Dulab Manab Deho Paya Ki Kor Bhavana Keho. Emon Dulab Manab Deho. Emon Dulab. This is such a rare Manab Deho Paya. You've attained this rare human birth Paya. Ki Kor Bhavana Keho. Ki Kor Bhavana. That means what is your emotion? What is your consciousness? You've got the human life, but what is your consciousness? It's just about the aha nidra bhai moitun. Aha nidra bhai moitun. It's a little harder to see in these big cities. The people, they disguise their material obsession. They disguise with so many decorations. But you go to the village, everything's visible. There's nothing. Is that they get up in the morning, taking bath. Take a bath is such a. You can't just go into the shower, turn it on, steaming hot water. even in the sink, even in the sink, you get hot water in Australia. Even in the sink, steaming hot. Not like that. It takes a big to go take bath. You have to go down the river. They're there in the Pukor, the big thing, taking bath. Takes an hour, it takes a long time, these people in village, it takes a long time to take bath. They come back, and then they make a fire, and then they start chopping vegetables, make breakfast, eventually 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, rice, sabji, breakfast. And everyone relaxes a little bit, 20 minutes, and then they start cleaning, and then they're preparing for lunch. That's it. A little rest in the afternoon, preparing for dinner, and then at 7, 8 o'clock at night, they take rest. So exhausted, take rest. That's it. Life is just eating, and that's it. In the village, nothing else to do. So Mahaprabhu is saying that Emon Dulab Manav Deha is such a rare. You can do anything in human life, in human body. You can do anything. If you're fortunate to get good association, achieve anything with this life. Mana, human life. Prabhupada has given us. Wow. So Gokshanda, they're quite the people. They don't care. They've forgotten. They're going about their daily activity. But he's coming out to awaken them. He's calling out, Jeev Jago. And he's brought the medicine. He's brought the medicine to awaken us. NH Oshad. I bought the medicine. NH Oshad. Maya Nashi Baro Lage. Maya Nashi Baro Lage. What is it? How does this medicine function? It destroys the illusion. So why would we not become the preacher of Krishna consciousness? Why would we not do that when everything that is required to spread the holy name has already been given? To spread Krishna consciousness, the holy name. There's no comparison to the effectiveness of spreading the holy name when it comes to changing people's consciousness. There's no comparison to the effectiveness of spreading the holy name. And it's extraordinary that Goshundar, the Shastras declare, they glorify that of course, we just sang Shab Avatar, Shar Shiromani, Shab Avatar. Of all the incarnations, Shar is the cream. Shar, the cream. Shiromani, Shab Avatar, Shar Shiromani. Shab Avatar, Shar means the cream. The cream, Shar, the cream of all avatars. Shiromani, Mani is the jewel. Chintamani, the jewel, Mani. Shiromani means the jewel on the head. Shiromani. Avatar Shiromani. Avatar Shiromani means the jewel of all avatars. Jewel of all avatars. Why is that? Kevala Anandakanda. Shab Avatar Shar Shiromani. Kevala Anandakanda. Because it's not difficult. Anandakanda. It's chanting and dancing. Chanting and dancing. We're so busy where our movement expanded, but ultimately it's a movement of chanting and dancing. That's it. And feasting. Chanting, dancing, feasting. Nache gao bhakti shange koro sankirtan. Mahaprabhu is ordered by his guru to dance. Dance. Nache gao, sing. Bhakti shange. In the association of the devotees. Nache gao bhakti shange koro sankirtan. Do sankirtan. This is actually the Oshad. The most powerful Oshad the Goshamna has brought. It's the Sankirtan in the association of the Vaishnavas. Actually, that activity, try to not minimize. Try to not minimize. If you keep yourself in the in the association of the Vaishnavas performing Sankirtan, you attend the program in the temple, perform Sankirtan and dance. It's very powerful. It's very powerful in purifying the consciousness. And that's why we have the temple here. We even go on the street, perform the Sankirtan. And Goshamna, he's preaching, he's the preaching. Performing Sankirtan, traveling, performing Sankirtan. So the scriptures declare that of all the avatars, he's extraordinary. Firstly, there's no discrimination of who's qualified, who's not qualified. Everyone is qualified. Everyone is qualified. Chaitanya, that's extraordinary. Immediately you're eligible to begin direct devotional service. Take prasadam, chant Hare Krishna. So that the scriptures declare, and also that he personally became a preacher. He personally became the preacher and accepted sannyas. Suvarna varna hemanga varangash chandan angadi. His beautiful golden limbs are anointed with the chandan, angadi chandan, shanasha kriksha, shamaha shanta nishta shanti parana. He accepts the sannyas. It's mentioned, why? Because that's extraordinary, because God does not accept sannyas. God does not accept sannyas. He comes, he enjoys lila. You know that lila. Not that he performs penance and austerity like a sannyasi. Of course, in ISKCON we may be thinking, oh, sannyasi, just desirable, but that's ISKCON sannyasi. It's a special, it's like elite membership of special facilities. Sannyasi in ISKCON, that's a powerful position. Of course, it requires so much qualification. So much qualification. Years and years, you have to go courses, study, eligibility, evaluation. Praladananda Swami, sannyas nowadays. But even at the time of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepting sannyas, his associates were not agreeable. And Nityananda Prabhu, he demonstrated that by destroying the danda, destroying the sannyas danda. What is the need of the sannyas? Why is Mahaprabhu accepting? Tobe more dekhe shai doribe choran udhari she ei mote udhari bo shakal bhuvan, for preaching. He's accepting for preaching. Because just by seeing a sannyasi, they will respect me, and because by respecting me, they'll be delivered, because I'm the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So let me accept sannyas to deliver them out of mercy. To deliver, potit pavon heitu tava avatar. Potit pavon heitu, to deliver the most fond. They're not interested. Accepting sannyas, accepting the austerities, and when he went to... having accepted sannyas, of course, the original plea, the initial plea was to go to Vrindavan. Go to Vrindavan. Bahut utkanta amar mathur chaite. I have such a strong desire to go to Vrindavan, even from the time of initiation, when he was 17 years old. In Gaya, at that time he already left. He took off. He didn't go back to Mayapur. And a voice in the sky says, stop, go back. You can't go to Vrindavan now. You have to go so many things. You're the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But that desire to go to Vrindavan. He went back to Mayapur, began the Sankirtan movement with the Vaishnavas. And after some time, as we're hearing, then the decision to take sannyas, of course it was for preaching. But Gosunda, he's explaining, I want to go to Vrindavan. I want to take shelter of Vrindavan. That was the reason he gave for taking sannyas. And after taking sannyas, he actually was heading from Kata. He's heading toward Vrindavan with Keshav Bharati, Chandrasekhar Acharya, Nityananda Prabhu, Damodar Pandit, Jagadananda Pandit. And Nityananda Prabhu, he made the arrangement. No, it's not possible. Let's do something. So he made the arrangement. Did I tell that? Yeah. He says to the boys, the cowherd boys, when you see this sannyasi coming, he's in love of Godhead. He'll ask you, where is Jamuna? Where is Vrindavan? You point him in the direction of the Ganga. The boys did, Mahaprabhu. And then Nityananda Prabhu, he wasn't there. Nityananda Prabhu and Chandrasekhar and Jagadananda. Was it? No, it was Mukunda Datta, Chandrasekhar, Acharya Ratna, Chandrasekhar and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu after accepting sannyas. They were wandering. Mukunda Datta and Nityananda Prabhu, Chandrasekhar, they were not actually with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They were a little behind him. A little behind him. He didn't know whether it was day or night. He didn't know what direction he was going in. He'd just taken sannyas. You imagine that beautiful long black hair, shaved, and put in samadhi. You imagine what consciousness he would have been experiencing, having taken sannyas and wandering in the Radhadesh. And then they come before, oh, Abdud Goshai, oh, what are you doing? I'm going to Vrindavan with you. Oh, I'm going to Vrindavan with you. Oh, how far is Vrindavan? He doesn't exactly answer the question. How far is Vrindavan? He doesn't exactly, you can learn how to, doesn't exactly answer the question. He says, just look, here is the Jamuna. Just look, here is the Jamuna. So hearing that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he's completely convinced he's in Vrindavan. Just look, here is the Jamuna. He's completely convinced he's in Vrindavan. He jumps in, and then they take over. Then they come to Shantipur. Advaita, what are you doing in Vrindavan? Oh, wherever you are, that is Vrindavan. Oh, Nityananda has cheated me. He said, no, here is the Jamuna is also flowing. Jamuna is also flowing. So he wanted to go to Vrindavan. Get the point? He wanted to go to Vrindavan for many years. So he took sannyas. Now I will go to Vrindavan. And then he's in Puri, he's in Shantipur. And he says that, oh, what have I done? Shannash dharma nahe shannash koriya nijijan mishtane rahe kutumbalaya. It's against the principles of sannyas for a sannyasi to kutumbalaya, remain with the family members, janmastan rahe, at home. So, but I cannot give you up. I cannot give you up. And what have I done? Kindly make an arrangement. And so Sachimata, she says that regarding Jagannath Puri, she says, well, Krishna is there. Jagannath Puri, Krishna is there. So if you go to Jagannath Puri, you can take shelter of Krishna. Just remember that, I won't go into that. But the spiritual, the holy places meant the famous temples, like Jagannath Puri, Vrindavan. Vrindavan was covered, Mahaprabhu revealed. The South Indian temples, Mahaprabhu went on tour. That was what was considered pilgrimage, to tour South India. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he accepted sannyas. Sachimata, she said that in Puri you'll see Jagannath is there, or Krishna, but Tomrasho Paro Gamon Agamon Gangrishna Neo Hobetar Agamon. Because Puri and Navadip, Bengal, Orissa, they're close by. Tomrasho Paro Gamon Agamon, you can go and come. Gangrishna Neo Hobetar Agamon, he also may come back to bathe in Ma Ganga. So in this way he agreed to reside in Jagannath Puri, to take shelter of Krishna. But the devotees from Bengal will be coming regularly, and Puri Bashis can go to Bengal. I'll get news. Not like Vishwarup, who took sannyas and I never heard of him. Again, it was too painful. Do not do that. So he goes to Jagannath Puri on the plea of taking shelter of Krishna, And then the first thing he does, he preaches, he delivers Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. There's a high-profile preaching. Compared to the village kirtan, where Mahaprabhu was awakening everyone in the morning with his kirtan, in Jagannath Puri, he immediately begins preaching in a very philosophical way. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, the greatest Pandit in all India. And he defeats him after discussing Vedanta. It's a remarkable event in the life of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the official preaching mission. He's personally preaching, and he goes and immediately he goes to the most influential philosopher in all of India, delivers him, makes him such a Vaishnava that he can't even say the word mukti anymore. And then after delivering Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, immediately he goes on the tour, South India. He doesn't stay in Puri, even though we're expecting he's going to go there, take shelter. He goes on the tour, South Indian tour. And he says that from Puri, the devotees are not willing to give permission. Pratap, Rudra Maharaj, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, not giving permission. He's not going unless they give permission, even though he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Without the blessings of the Vaishnavas, nothing can be successful. He's seeking their blessings. And they're not giving. And then he says, I have to go out, search out Vishwarup. So I will go, South India. Nityananda Prabhu wanted to accompany. He had travelled all through South India. He knew all the paths. He'd travelled for 20 years, Nityananda Prabhu, all India. And he's saying, I will accompany you. I know all the paths of pilgrimage. Prema beshe pote tumi hobe ocheton. Prema beshe pote tumi hobe ocheton. You will fall down on the path unconscious in love of Godhead. Prema beshe pote tumi hobe ocheton. Eshab shimigrike kore rakon. Who will look after your possessions? Your extra set of cloth, your commander. You take me as an assistant. No, Mahaprabhu said. First chance you got when I'm going to perform the austerities of sannyas. The first chance that you got, you broke my danda. So you will not accompany me, South India. If I take anyone, I'll take a new man. So he went with Kala Krishna Das. Now, Kaviraj Goswami explains that the mercy that the Mahaprabhu displayed in Navadip was even surpassed by the mercy that he displayed in South India, in Tour, South India. Why was that? Because there was no closed door. No closed door at all. Whoever saw him on the path, immediately overwhelmed with love of Godhead. And whoever saw that person, immediately overwhelmed with love of Godhead. And in this way, there's a flood, a prem bonna, a flood of love of Godhead, a preaching Krishna consciousness. So we can see the Chaitanya Avatar, Gaudiya mission. He personally does that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He personally accepts the renounced order of life to become a mendicant, to become a preacher of Krishna consciousness. And in this way, we follow Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by spreading the holy name indiscriminately. Any question?
The blessing of Vaishnavas to go to the south.
Yeah.
So how we can understand that?
Because he's Bhakti Rupa. Because he's not cruising around in like the Supreme Personality of Godhead, even though he is. He's wearing sannyas, he's a Vaishnava Shadaka, and he needs the association of the Vaishnavas and their blessings. He's just demonstrating how a Vaishnava behaves.
Thank you.
Granthad Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.